Oh,
Oh, welcome back, guys.
welcome. Some technical difficulties have occurred, but
Hopefully
They
this is
wouldn't
the
have
one.
known.
right.
What's up?
I think this is the one. I think because we double clicked it. But
Oh,
welcome
alright,
back to episode 9 of the Remod Podcast, the greatest ReZero podcast out there.
We'll be back with ReZero content soon, but until then, we're talking about some other shows. We're talking about Attack on Titan, Danmachi, Jujutsu Kaisen. I think that's it, right?
That's it for this week.
Yep. We got some crazy episodes to talk about, so disclaimers. If you guys haven't seen Season 4 of Attack on Titan, or Season 3 of Danmachi, or just Jujutsu Kaisen's first season, we'll be talking about those. We'll be talking about which episodes? Episode
I think we're
2
up to
of Attack on Titan.
yeah.
I think it's
Episode-
11 for Danmachi and
Yeah,
Jujutsu.
and episode's 11. So keep that in mind. But if you like it, click that subscribe button, punch that notification bell, give us a like, and yeah, let's get right to it. We had a crazy week. I've been so excited for Moose and Mo to watch these episodes because they were crazy.
You want to start with Attack on Titan?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So,
You guys
big-
go for it.
you want me to do the recap, or you want to do
Yeah,
it?
you saw it
Mo?
more recently.
Mo, you want to do the recap?
Yeah, I'll do the recap. All
Sounds
right.
good.
So AOT episode 2, we're in the area of Marley, where we speak to the generals and also the LDN candidates, which include Zeke, Falco, Reiner, and the squad. This has come after the success of the invasion to the Middle East Federation. They're all praising Gabby for her hard work. Gabby's, talking proudly about her, deeds, exploding the train without the help of Falco, which I was pretty peeved that she didn't give him credit. And really, what
True.
I describe this episode as is like a setup for further plans. And really, what we get notice information of is the fact that Zeke has plans to go back to Paradise Island and try to reclaim the founding Titan from his failed mission 4 years ago. What we also know is that we realize that Reiner has a lot of PTSD from his experience 4 years ago, which is alluded to his experience as he shares it with his family. We understand Falco's motivation of becoming the armored Titan to protect Gabby. And we do get a bit of information as to where we might find the Warhammer Titan. As it is from another family. I forget what their name is.
Tiber.
Oh, the Tiber family, exactly. And we also get a bit of knowledge as to who the Jaw Titan is, the Cart Titan, and we also know who the Beast and Armor Titan are. So yeah, it's very much like an informational episode. Did I miss anything about the recap?
The train. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was good.
Awesome.
Yeah. I guess to start then, what I want to ask you guys, since I've been wondering about your guys' opinions on this, is with the train ride, what did you think of I mean, you did just say how you're a little annoyed about Gabby not giving Falco anything, but what do you think about the party and then his conversation with Reiner in the train, and the mentality?
That was crazy.
Solid.
Yeah.
Care to elaborate?
He was scaring Falco. He was like, "How could you say such a thing?" But at the end, he was like, "Then
what did he say? What was it? Give us the gist. Help our
basically
audience.
Falco was like, so you're basically making Gabby die when she's 27 because there's a time limit on how long you live and stuff.
Yeah.
When you get the Titan powers, and then Reinhard was like, "You're insulting the great Titans," and he makes Falco go through the kind of commandments or whatever that he has to say as in the military. But at the end, Reinhard's like, "You gotta do what you can to save her," or something like that.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, it's you don't think it's special, you don't think it's a good thing. It's aren't you happy to be doing this?" And then at the end, he was like, "Yeah, it does suck."
Well, here's a question, and this is a very topical theme that I've had for the past 2 episodes. And it's kind of like to do with Reiner as a role model. Do you think everything that he talks about is like an allusion to his experiences as a kid as well? Meaning the way that he's talking about Falco and Gabby is the same way he would talk to Bertold and Annie, in which he's like, you want to protect Annie? You got to have her not become a Titan, to Bertold. And like, that's the common theme that I've always had, or like the question, I'm like, where's Reiner's head at as like a proctor to these kids?
I think he's like, when he talks to them, his head's in like the right place, you know? Like he's like, okay, I've seen both sides now. And now he's like, you need to just take care of yourself. And he was like, you know, he's like, I kind of am in this position where I have to be on one side or the other. He's like, you don't have to be where I am.
Yeah.
Like so he's like, we both want, like, because we also know now after the discussion that he's cousins with Gabby. So
yeah.
Like, you know, he also looks out, so he's like, we gotta shelter this and take on this burden so that other people don't. So like, I think his head's in the right place for those things, like that conversation. Then obviously there's other things where he's like going through some things, you know.
Well, he's it's like a sad story for Reiner.
I feel pretty bad, like he can't not really, like geez.
I mean, here's a question. Do you think you felt empathy to him pre-season 4?
Oh yeah, I did.
I did not. Not at all.
Well, I didn't. Okay. Well, see, as someone who's coming from non-binge, I felt empathy. I didn't feel like when we found out he was the Armored Titan.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, you were like, what the hell? You're like, all right, whatever. But like, guys can die. But then when he'd like talk, what was it? He was like in the woods or something during the first time you took him away, and then you saw him have this sudden like personality split, and Bertold was like, "Yo, get a hold of yourself," and you were like, "Oh, there's something's wrong with him." Didn't feel bad because I'm like, that's deservedly so for the choices he's made. Then when Bertold in the last, like the end of season 3, when he was when he was like basically lost and like dead, and then he had to run away, I was like, he's gonna have issues, and I was like, this is getting kind of sad. I was like, I'm starting to actually feel sad for him because I was like, he kind of doesn't want to do this. Like, yeah, Zeke, remember, has to talk to them, and he's like, you're fighting for us, right? It's like, you're our warriors, and like he has to reaffirm himself to what he's doing because he like kind of doesn't know if he's in the right.
That's fair.
Oh, I just realized like back in like seasons like 2 and 3, like when they assumed like he was warriors, I thought it was like a village thing, but like warriors is like the squad name.
Yeah. Like the Marley warriors.
Yeah, like you're the warrior squad. Like,
I mean, it's interesting to see the concept come to life. Meaning, we always pictured Reiner Bertold to come from a village outside the walls or within the walls, but then suddenly knowing that they literally stemmed from a different area, took a ship, and then hiked their way through to infiltrate. It's like even more, I don't know, ridiculous in terms of the scope of AOT. But yeah, Moose, just a question. Yeah, what's your thoughts on Reiner pre-season 4 to post-season 4? Do you have any thoughts about him, and have they changed at all?
He was always like kind of like I don't know. He seemed like a good guy season 1, 2, and then when it came out that he was like a warrior, like immediately after that you could see like he had like that breaking off. So like it's same with the TK, like just felt bad for him. And now like when like was the last episode or this episode where like he sees like his old squad in the new one and like just has like problems, you know.
He seems I feel bad for him. I was telling Judy, I was like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a scene where he's like deciding to kill himself. I'm very sure that's gonna come.
Yeah.
I was like, it's sad to watch. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, what they're showcasing is a man with major PTSD. But
I feel like he has dreams of Armin. Like they were talking about Levi and Mikasa as the threats, but I was like, I know all he's thinking about is the guy who exposed all of them.
Yeah, true. Well, I'm not sure if he knows that Armin is now a colossal titan.
No, I don't think he knows that.
Okay, that'll be a huge blow to him. To
Oh
know that
yeah,
his
I
best
didn't
friend
think of
was
that.
eaten by his arch
You think
nemesis.
he's gonna say Bertolt when he sees him?
Ooh, that's a tough call. It depends on the context of how they see each other.
Do you think he'll see the colossal titan and be like, "Oh, it's Bertolt," but then he
I think
he won't see
yeah.
like Armin, like he'll just see like the colossal titan.
I think he will, and it'll be like the other people were like, it's not him. Like, it'll be like Zeke and them will be like,
Yeah.
that's not him.
True. I mean, it varies. Like, I'm curious to see how he will face the Paradise Island squad. Like, I feel like he's still conflicted, but it's not very evident now. Like, he did talk about how, he suffered a lot, but the moment that he gets back to the island, I feel like he'll reclaim his old identity of trying to save them. Do you remember how he was like always conflicted? So he had that like Paradise Island supporter, and then he had this like Marley warrior personality.
Yep.
I feel
Yeah.
like he might regress halfway through to like his Paradise Island supportive.
Aaron will kill him. Like, I feel like they're just gonna kill him though.
I think he's gonna die. I'm
Oh
definitely-
yeah, for sure.
but I'm not sure if he's gonna like die out of willingness or like
Yeah.
a candidate has to eat him or else, or
It's a really weird scene back in like season 2. Do you remember when like you didn't know that he was like who he was? I mean, maybe this was the personality thing then too, but Historia saves him. Like when they're locked in that building, and he's like, "I need to marry her," and I was like, "This is very odd." Like I rewatched, and I was like, "This is very strange," because like he's just trying to he's trying to kill her.
I didn't take that too seriously. I thought he was just like he was in love with Historia, and that was like
I think he
established.
still is.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether that will have a role then. Like does he still have that affection, or like was
Oh,
that
are we
just
shipping them? Are we shipping them together?
Well, like they like did that, so I'm like wondering if that'll hold anything. Like now.
Ah, yes. I mean, like if we're talking about ships, what do you think the future will hold for Eren and Historia? I know they pushed that ship.
Bad.
Before we get off the Reinhardt thing, I think he's gonna have a sad death. I can feel it.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's gonna be like torn between, and he's just gonna like get killed. Yeah.
If he dies by Mikasa's hands as he's like feared and Levi, like that would be absolutely painful.
I think it's gonna be way sadder than that. It'll be like some random like it's gonna be like I don't even know. But what was it? What was after that? Then after let's finish the train. Oh well, we meet Galliard. I don't know how you say his name. The Jaw Titan, right?
Yeah, I think that's how it's said.
I love him. Just because
right.
of like just because he just looks like he literally looks like the guy in the chat meme. And I mean, he is roasting Reiner left and right. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you failed like that time you let my brother die." Haha. And I was like, "Oh my god."
Well, you can't let that go. Like you trusted.
Oh, yeah, I was like, wow. I was like, they went for it. Also, it's interesting to see the discrimination, right?
Between Marley and Eldians, or like
Yeah, they're just like, "Oh yeah, you're here to die." Like, and like even though Zeke, right? We thought he was like the super higher up, right? But he's still like not like that high up.
Well, think about it in context of being an Eldian. He's pretty far up, given that he's able to recommend something to the general, and the general's like, "You have a good point." Like that's pretty high up, Eldian or Marley irrespective. But the fact that it does come from an Eldian is pretty big, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was just like, it's like I just thought, based on season 1, right? It seems like you wouldn't think there was this conflict, right?
Yeah.
Like what did you guys think actually of that after the train? And like it was crazy, right? The kids who kind of have their heads on and they realize how they're going to be treated based on those the enemy being taken, because they're going to be taken to the wall to be changed. Remember, they were like, now we're just going to be treated worse because of them changing these guys.
Are you talking about the kids?
Like the kids' reaction to the prisoners being taken away, because you knew they were going to get taken away to be turned into titans and thrown off the wall in Paradise.
Well, can the Far East or like they're Middle Eastern captives, right? Can they turn
Yeah.
to Titans?
No,
They
they're
have-
gonna inject. They're gonna inject them.
But I thought only certain people
Yeah, I
thought
thought only the Eldians.
can turn into
Oh,
Titans.
then I have no clue. Like I don't know. But why was he saying that? Why was the kid saying that? They're going to be treated worse because of what's gonna happen to those soldiers. You remember? He was like kicking the thing.
I'm not sure if I understood it. I did not like remember that
You
part.
know
I
what
know
I'm
what you're
talking
talking
about?
about,
Okay.
but I just don't remember him saying that, to be honest.
He was just really upset because he was like, even though he won, he was like something regarding those soldiers, seeing them being taken away. He was like, we're gonna be treated worse because of what's about to happen to them. Like the
What?
Eldians are gonna be treated worse.
Yeah. Moose, do you have any ideas?
No, I'm not too sure.
Have they
Yeah.
confirmed that the thing doesn't work on Marley?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's basically like only Eldians can turn into Titans,
Yeah.
and that's why they have Eldian squads and Eldian people turning into the Nine.
I assumed it was only the shifter thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
But again, it's like it's interesting to see the hierarchy of like I guess the world, in particular to like Marley, meaning that there's like Marley people that we didn't even know existed until the season and like a bit of last season. But we always thought that there was these like super, I guess they're the Eldians. We always thought they were the big enemy, but it turns out they were controlled by people behind the strings, which are the Marley. And I thought it's always cool to see how the power dynamic is like reflected into the season, given how we've only gotten a small glimpse of it in season 1, 2, and 3.
And I guess before we go into, let's say, the meeting, and then we'll talk about more of the shifters, the Nine that we know, or the people that we know of in the Nine. Let's talk about, I guess, Reiner at home. Well, shockingly, when they all return home, I didn't expect this. It makes sense that they all have families to return to. I guess, I had this mentality that their families would be dead or they'd be like living on their own, right? But like, I was shocked that Reiner has like his parents are alive, like his extended family, and I was like, oh wow, I was like, he just has a family.
Yeah.
And then like he goes to talk to them, and it's they ask him about his time. Well, Gabby asked about how inhumane and how awful it was living with the devils in Paradise Island. And I wanted to know what you guys thought of that. I was so excited to hear. I, I wish I could see you guys' reaction when you were watching that.
There was a potato girl. She did not share.
She ate a whole potato raw, and she gave.
It was like such like the
He's so deadpan
animation
about it.
was so serious, but the words were so like nonsensical. It was really weird how like they put the most serious face on him and like the camera angles too.
It was just so ironic. Or is that the right word? It's like I don't know. They played that scene to be like, oh, they're actually evil people, but it really didn't make him seem like that.
I think that's why the mom like got up and said this stuff.
Because I think what was scary to those people is that he was describing them like as humans,
normal
like,
people. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
you didn't think they were freaked out by the devils as well?
No,
they weren't
I
freaked
think
out by what he was saying. They were freaked out of the implications that these are basically
like,
humans like them.
yeah.
They're like, no. Those must be bad people. They have to be.
That's what Gabby was saying. She's like, but they're bad,
right? Yeah, she was like, they're bad, right?
So you're thinking that those Eldians, like his parents were like, wait, so they're just humans?
Well, they didn't like, it's like the propaganda. They're like, no, we can't say it. Like they're the enemy.
Yeah.
They're like,
that's why she got up, shut the windows, and
she was like, that's terror. She's like, you're treating them as humans. Like for all we know, like she does know that they are, or she might not. But she's like, they're the reason we're suffering.
Yeah.
Like we can't humanize them.
Yeah.
And that's why like Reiner with the deadpan face, like his thing is he was like the most terrifying thing to him is how human they were.
Well, I mean, he's dealt with a very like his interactions with them were on a very human level. Like I feel like every moment he interacts with one of them, it's all about life and death and their
Yeah.
futures and their aspirations. So like it's
I
tough
think
for him to describe them as devils when he practically knows every single one of their dreams and goals.
I think that's why it was such a serious, like tense thing in the air, because he was like, it's
Yeah.
not at all what like they wanted to hear.
That's true.
And then he had to say, it's like to him, it's like he's basically validating it by saying aloud.
Yeah, I guess one thing I
Yeah.
found interesting
I
overall
love
about
the
this
delivery,
conflict.
though. I love the references, though. I was like, I was not at all expecting that.
Right.
Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say like overarchingly, the reason I like this conflict is that both like the Eldians and Marley and then Eldians and Paradise Island have their own purpose for doing what they need to do, and it's completely justified in their own way. So there's no good, there's no bad. It's just like both of them have their own conflicts. And both of them have their reason for doing it, which is completely fair. Which is something I liked.
Yeah. It's very weird being like on the outside of like the walls, you know? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I like I didn't enjoy last week's episode too much, but this one I really enjoyed. Like it was a deep enough dive that I was like, this is really interesting to hear.
Oh, fair.
You didn't
You know?
like Cart Titan with the turrets on its back?
Yeah,
No,
wait, well,
so,
hold
so
up.
those scenes are cool, but there were certain parts that I was like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Maybe watching it, maybe if I went back, it would be different. But it felt longer. Like I felt like things could have been shorter. The Jaw Titan was super cool. I love him. Like he's so. It's. I was telling Moose this, but I was like, should we move on to this topic, or should we? Like, I'm talking
Like,
about
Yeah,
the Titan
we
stuff.
going, yeah.
Yeah. So I did not expect Peak. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Sorry. First, it's about the Jaw Titan. I think it sucks that Ymir is the only shifter who, after being, how every shifter, they have a different form they have before they actually ingest a shifter, right?
yeah.
Aaron looked different. Like I'm assuming all of them did. His dad looked different. Ymir looked the same after eating Marcel.
Oh, you're talking
Oh,
about
like
her Titan form?
Yeah.
What? Is that what you're upset by? Is that
Well, no, I'm just like she was done dirty because look at Galliard. He has the claws and the skull thing. I'm like, he's crazy. Like she couldn't do what he did.
true?
And I was like, dang, they kind of did her dirty. But he's so cool. Like why? Like he seems crazier than the armor titan.
I mean, it sucks how they're just like completely brushed away the fact that Ymir's dead now.
yeah,
Yeah.
they had like a 2-second scene.
And that was it. Like, that's her
I'm
whole
sure it'll be
story.
back with Historia. Like it'll come back.
Yeah, but I don't think she's getting enough, like, like, she was a pretty big character, and now suddenly it's
That's
just,
why I
like,
feel like we'll only hear more about her once Historia ends. Like, what happened to her?
true.
So maybe they're saving it for that. It does feel very brushed under the rug though.
Well, I guess this is like an official end to the Ymir Historia ship, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
I didn't think about that till now.
Yeah, no, I
Rest in
did. I
peace.
was
GG.
yeah.
GG's.
GG's all around. But sorry,
Alright.
Peak. I was not at all expecting Peak to be the card titan. I didn't know till after the episode. Also, I looked it up and I was like, wait, what?
Well, I feel like, yeah, she was, like, I speculated, and this was watching it, that she was the White Titan, like the one that we saw in the trailer.
The Warhammer.
But yeah, that just turned out to be the Warhammer Titan.
So like, I was like, does the card titan transform and then put on the machinery? I'm assuming. Like, I could feel like that has to be the case.
Yeah, I think so.
I like that they realized how they've relied so much on the people that they discriminate against that they're now going to be overpowered because everyone else has advanced their tech that they're like almost on equal footing with them.
Yeah.
What was that sound?
What?
What?
Oh, okay. I thought maybe something happened to the recording. Never mind.
No, you're
It's
good.
good. Yeah, yeah. But like, I thought that was crazy. I was like, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions, Moose,
Um,
on Peak and like the
Peak?
Titans and stuff.
Well, she doesn't seem like, I don't know, by her character, like to
Her
be part of the
disposition was
warrior
very
squad.
different
Yeah, like to
than
be
like
like,
when she's a Titan.
yeah. I don't know. Her personality doesn't look like it fits the war broken squads.
Yeah, she was just tired and like I was really not expecting. It's gonna
Yeah,
be interesting.
yeah. It's gonna be weird because they're gonna go back into battle, and I guess we know who the Titans are now.
True.
So there's more than one female Titan though.
There is.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to know.
So they have
Oh wait, I guess
four
that makes sense
Titans.
because Gabby was gonna be the next armor Titan.
Yeah.
So
So they have four Titans, right? Cart,
Beast.
Beast,
Armored.
Armor, and I don't know what you
Jaw.
call Jaw Titan. Yeah.
yeah, the jaw. I mean, they had the colossal and the female, but they lost the colossal, and the female is just chilling there in Crystal.
So there's
It-
four on Paradise, right? Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what's
Attack.
gonna. So does that? I'm assuming that a male can get the female Titan power.
Who?
You know. I wonder
What?
how that works. No, I was just thinking, right? They labeled it the female Titan, but then I'm like, if they're not constricted by anything, like, so like they're just. I think a male can just get the female Titan powers. Like, can be passed down to a male.
I think for that one there is a criteria.
Maybe I don't
I'm
know.
I think there might be a criteria for the female Titan, unless it's miscategorized.
Has the
Yeah,
Marley
I feel like it could be
anything?
miscategorized.
Did the Marleys call it the female Titan? Because I feel like if
Fandom.
yeah, or the Eldians, whatever, or the
It could
fandom,
be. That could 100%.
it could
Yeah, I
have a
feel
real
like it'd be
name
too
too.
weird. I feel like it wouldn't. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, what do you think after 4? Did Annie's been chilling in that crystal for how long?
Like 5 years plus. Yeah, I don't
Wonder
know
if
if
she's
she's making
gonna
an
roll.
appearance.
What would happen if Aaron just ate the crystal? In Titan form, just went chomp, armor teeth.
Armored teeth.
Alright. That's actually an interesting point. Do you think one person can possess all 9 Titans?
I feel like we're gonna get towards that.
He already owns like what, 2?
He's got two. Yeah.
Yeah,
So what's stopping him?
I don't know. That's true.
He's got to eat
It's
his
a
friend
point.
Armin.
There
And he
was
can
an
become
origin. No, he can't do that.
yeah, he'll never.
I hope not. I'll strike. I'll go on strike.
Right, cancel cult. That's
Cancel culture.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's so
the
crazy.
meeting was pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like the meeting between the Titans, because I didn't catch it. I had to rewind back because I was confused when they were the Marley were listening into the conversation, and
Yeah.
Zeke was being quiet about the secret mission to go back to paradise.
Well, like, what's
And then
secret about it? Like, I guess he already spoke about it.
The higher ups didn't want him to. I think.
Okay.
well, the higher ups. No, higher ups were like concerned about what they were. I think it was just like general eavesdropping. Like,
Oh, okay.
what are they talking about? And then they were caught on that not in here statement that
Alright.
Zeke made.
Oh, I see.
I see.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah. I genuinely thought with the prisoners they were going to be taken to the wall to be thrown off. I mean, they could maybe they're not going to be turned, but maybe they're going to still be taken to the wall of paradise to be thrown out. You know?
What do you think's happening to all the scout ships?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that they're gonna attack. Like that's maybe our introduction to them. Like these guys are going to take the prisoners, and I thought like these guys are going to be there, and they're like, it's our port now.
Well, didn't we see how Aaron and Mikasa and like the whole Levi squad was at the port?
That's why I feel like they've prepared. So now this is the time they're gonna take a ship.
True, but maybe they have been for the past 4 years. Maybe they've been collecting resources and building. So the next episode we see.
I'm excited to see their tech because their advantage is the ore they have.
Well, they have a ton of advantages, I think.
Unlike the Marley, every other civilization has actually been evolving.
Yeah, true.
The Marley.
Do you think they've reclaimed the entire island? Like they've wiped out?
That'd be exciting to find out.
Oh, like wiped out every group them up.
And there's like no more supply being being spawned in.
They're too busy. They're too busy with the war.
Yeah.
Do you think we're ever going to talk about like the wall titans, like the titans that reside in the wall?
I think they're just like.
I think they're just skeletons. Like dead.
At this point, or like dead. Like
fair.
Like they're literally scaffolding. I think at this point, unless Aaron just decides, all right, come on,
let's group you guys. Let's get
wake
you guys
up.
Well, that was the threat by the Eldian king, wasn't it? It's like, if you choose to invade Paradise Island, you will feel the wrath of every titan in the island. Or something along those lines.
Oh no, the king was ready for his people to die. He was just like wanted to rule them from inside though.
But wasn't it like he had a threat against Marley? He's like, if you choose to come, you will feel the wrath of every titan residing in this space.
I think that was like a white lie. Like
yeah. I think he wanted to take his people to just die.
Fair.
That's why the secret government and everything.
Yeah, no, that's interesting.
It was a good episode.
I know. I liked it. I like the setup.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm glad the animation, everything is holding up well.
The animation
like the 2 episodes in general. Like everything's been good.
True.
Yeah, the animation was really nice this one too. Like the way they animated like the walking and talking and stuff. I was like, wow. Yeah. It's like they're not sparing an expense. I was like, that's nice.
Big budget coming into place.
Big budget.
They keeping it clean.
Yep, polished stuff.
Hopefully, you see that meme? I think it was like the drawing of the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, AOT gets the complete masterpiece.
Yeah, that's true.
Or hoping. It's a lot to fit in though. It's the final season, and what they get like 24 episodes.
I was really afraid because someone, Jody was saying he was like, that's a lot to fit in. So he was like, I think this could just be part 1, and I was like, don't tell me that.
Nah.
I was like, don't tell me it's a 24 episode part 1 of the final season, and then we have to wait like a year for the actual end. Like that's messed up if they did that.
I do not expect it. That would be such a cop out to call it the final season if it's like
It would be such a. I would be so mad because I'm like, wow. Even though they did a 3 to 4 year break for season 2, I was like, we're really going back to that feeling.
Yeah, right.
You guys got to avoid that, but man, it's like the worst deadlines. The worst. It was generally one of the worst things, like the way they planned their seasons out. The fact that it was like, oh yeah, season 2 is like a year and a half maybe, and then they're like, oh sorry, it got pushed to 4 years. Like season 1 was like in high school, and then I watched season 2 like third year or 4th year.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that I didn't watch it. I didn't get on that
Yeah.
bandwagon.
This is
Hopefully you
binge
guys
it
don't
at
have
the
to
end.
go through that. It's one of the worst things.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine why. All right. Should we go into Danmachi or JJK?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
And you know the first
Danmachi.
thing?
Oh,
Let's go right into Danmachi. And what I want to ask first, and this is a question for Mo.
Okay. Let's hear
So let's talk about Weenik-kun.
Okay. What do
The
you
thing I
want
had to hold my tongue about last week. But if he didn't go out, that little girl would be dead.
Plot armor.
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
Plot
Just say
armor. It's completely
it
plot.
wasn't because she was out there that that bridge broke. It was breaking.
No, but if she didn't walk, the kid wouldn't have walked back. So
The
like
bridge was
the kid would have not been under the bridge if Weenie
Nah,
wasn't there.
she would have been there.
No. She was out there standing on the sidewalk. Vine was like there, and she's like, "Oh no,
the
big bad
bridge would
monster!
still
Let's
kill
take a
her.
step back."
Listen, the debris. You're telling me the
You know
debris is
that's
gonna
like.
fall in a straight line. That's the girl's choice. That wasn't Weenie's
I
choice.
mean, like if Weena wasn't there walking aimlessly, then the girl wouldn't have been at that situation. I'm just saying.
How do you feel about she protected Belle?
I'm kind of shocked by Valentine, her eyes. She just like it only took Vine to like dislodge her fingers and her wing for eyes to be like, oh, maybe monsters aren't bad after all.
All right. Then let's go on this. Why don't you give us a recap of what happened in the
Yeah.
episode
What?
before the credits? It
You-
only took. Moose,
I
are
mean,
you
like
hearing this?
the fact that like
What do you
Belle's
mean?
like
It only
they
took
have
her
emotion.
ripping out her
She's like,
fingernails.
so what?
And
They can
ripping out-
talk. So what?
Yeah.
They care for us. So what? And then Vina goes out there and like rips a few nails. She's like, oh,
all of her nails.
that makes
And
so
her
much.
You know how
wing.
painful that is.
It's touching, but like, what?
Apparently to Mo, it's more touching to say you have emotions than to
No.
be like, look, I will inflict physical pain on myself.
I'm just
If
thinking
that's
the
what you need,
standards are pretty
then
low
sure.
at this point for eyes. Like if your benchmark was like I shouldn't trust Bell, expressing his concern over how these monsters have feeling and emotion and intelligence, but watch one literally rip some nails and a wing.
She was breaking before that happened.
Yeah,
She
No,
was
she
like,
wasn't.
no,
She
but
so
you-
wasn't. She was
No,
not.
She was like, "Don't."
you believe
just
what you
Weenie-
want to believe, man. But like she was, and she likes Belle, remember? But it's
Yeah.
just that, like she likes Belle, but she she's like, I'm more experienced. She's like, no, they can't have emotions. Oh, this one can talk, maybe it would learn some speech, but it's like he's gonna hurt some people. He is with those bad claw things and the bad wing. And then he's like, oh my god, it actually has empathy and is actually trying to protect a human. And
Well,
and
she
to
could have
show
done
it is
that
doing very
before.
human things.
She could have done that so much before. Like when Vine literally stepped out and like extended her arms, that should have been the breaking moment to me. That should have been the moment where she's like, not only is this monster talking, but she's caring. But no, she's like, nah, I still don't believe it.
You're
You
more
have
caring than
claws.
Isis. You're more caring than Isis, Mo. Like
I am-
Isis just not like remember the Loki family. They didn't really care. Like think about the girl who was like, "Oh, you saved that girl. All right, can you just go?"
Yeah, like I mean, she was more caring than Ice was, and it like
Yep.
was. I just
She would have done what you said, and like when
Yeah.
she talked about it, would have been like, "All right, backing away."
yeah, exactly. It's like Ice's dynamic was very
But
bizarre
see,
to me.
without Weene, none of it would have happened.
Yeah. Without Vine, they wouldn't have had that confrontation.
She wouldn't have let him go.
She wouldn't have let Belle go.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
believed they were bad. You know that conflicted her. She was like, "Okay, can you just get out of here? I have things to think about."
You're right. I mean, like it's a very wholesome ending or like holistic ending, isn't it? Except for the end, which is freaky.
Oh my
We
god,
don't
that
talk
was
about the end.
we'll get there. What do you
Yeah.
what do you think of the battle though, Moose? I want to hear your opinions on the episode.
It was a good fight. We've been waiting for that fight for a while.
It was crazy. I was like,
He was keeping up with her, and then she was like, "I can't hold back."
Yeah, he
liked-
could not
yeah.
take her on.
I liked in the
Yeah,
beginning.
but
The
he was
first,
clearly
the first part of the
cornered.
fight where he like ran away. I was like, that's good. I was like, it wasn't that he was just on par with her.
Well, like I always appreciate that dynamic. Like I love how, irrespective of the plot, they still made Eyes stronger than Bell, because that's how
Yeah.
it should be. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like you kind of hope that he'd win somehow.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
like I'm not dissing how they kept it, like how they resolved it, while still maintaining the fact that Eyes is more strong than Bell.
Even the Loki family in general, right?
Yeah,
Like Haruhime and Aisha versus that the wolf dude.
Beta. Is his name Beta?
Is his name actually Beta?
I think it was.
Oh, okay. Like they're just so strong. I find it funny that Loki, out of everyone else, is actually interested. Like her family's like, "No, we got to stop this." But Loki himself is like, "Oh, you're interesting. This is kind of interesting."
True.
You know?
I mean, like Loki's family, like the goddess itself is different than the members in that family. Like they're very
kinda
adventure
funny.
oriented, and she doesn't seem adventure oriented.
Yeah. Like it seems like she'd be very like, "Oh, really? They do? They have hearts? Oh, okay."
Whatever.
She's like, "That's interesting. Let's be friends because you're
Right.
interesting."
Oh, we thought that would be with Hermes too, but like, look at him now.
Yeah, I'm so dude. It can't be. I just don't believe it. You know.
What don't you believe?
I feel like they're gonna cop out. Like, there's no way. Like, it's gonna be like
Oh, are you talking about the
fake
ending?
bodies. Yeah. Should we
Yeah.
go there first? Is there more to talk about?
There's really not much more. That was like basically like them escaping that battle between Bell and
Lily
Ice at
helps
the end.
the whole guild actually pitches in and like
Yeah.
does work.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just gotta jump into it.
the ending was crazy because after all of that, after everything, Hermes comes out, and we're just like, "Oh, it's our boy Hermes. Been there from day one. Our friend." He's like, "Will you all die?" And we were all like, "What?"
It's no way.
You don't believe it?
It was
I don't
I
believe
feel like
it.
it's gonna be like body doubles, you know, to like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I just thought of it. I just thought of it just
Body
now, 'cause
doubles? Like,
you know, he's like, "Oh, the bad monsters are dead, but now there's, you know, these good monsters." Like, you know, like it's like we have to get rid of the bad publicity for these guys.
I mean, like, I was thinking that this could be Hermes's plot to then test Bell further, because I think that was his like main objective in life.
That is his main. I mean, you're right for sure.
But I don't know. Like, we
I
still
don't
don't know
want to have
his
to hate
true.
Hermes.
We gotta give some space for hate. They're definitely making him into a nasty character.
Oh, I mean, it's good, but also I don't want that.
True.
Like it's still good. Like I'm gonna be like, "Oh, this is so good," but I'm like, "But I hate how good it is." You know?
True. It's gonna be brutal to see what happens, and I think next week is the last episode, unless it goes to episode 13.
It's the return of the
I think
hero.
that I think the title of the next episode is interesting.
What was
is
it?
It's like Return of the Hero
Yeah,
Argonaut.
Ooh.
So
Oh, it has to be a fight. So it doesn't really seem like it could be the body doubles.
yeah, it feels like he's gonna go like ham, or he's gonna unlock something. Return of the Hero.
I feel like it's
So
gonna be. I mean, he hasn't really used the maxed out punch thing yet, you know?
Like the actual Argonaut power.
Yeah, he like used a small version this season.
I mean, that is true, but
I mean, it'd be cool if he unlocked a new power. I agree, but
I think they hyped up in season 1 how like no matter how the adversity faces, he'll grow stronger as long as he's challenged. But they didn't really play that out at all.
they
This
did with the Apollo arc, like remember the family fight? That was
Yeah.
crazy. That honestly may be my favorite arc.
Oh, like the tournament.
Yeah, it was crazy, like the battles and stuff.
True.
There's so much blackmail too. And then he like whooped them. Like the 4 of them destroyed.
Yeah. Wait, was it like the one where they infiltrated and then he comes and blasts a hole?
Yeah, he uses the Argonaut and he goes through the entire fortress.
Oh yeah, that was a cool arc.
I'm just that Hermes thing. I was wondering, like, I was like, oh my god, when are these guys gonna watch it? I was like, this like was crazy.
True. I'm
Next
curious.
week, there's some wild episodes this week.
True. Is there anything else to talk about for Danmachi?
Moose, you got anything you want to talk about?
I think those are the big points.
All right. Then I guess last but not least, JJK,
JJK.
JJK.
also known as the quintessential TK show.
Sad boy hours only.
We've for our viewers, I think we're starting like a new segment, the quintessential show.
Oh,
The quintessential categories.
can Moose, can you describe what this means just to flavor it up?
It's so we all have very certain taste, and
There are
like just
themes.
sometimes
There are themes we all like.
the themes, yeah. A show just like captures everything that we like. So like we've been going through like what shows belong to what person almost, and we've deduced that
We're possessive people.
we've deduced that JJK show checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
For me, for TK. However, again, I do agree. It like, especially right now, all the themes are things I like. I don't think it's a phenomenally amazing show, but I am enjoying it a lot, and it is definitely like exactly what Mo and Moose are saying because of the themes that it has that all align with my interests.
Yeah. So basically, if you want to understand us better, this essential show will be us as an anime. It's like a representation of us. And so JJK is definitely a TK show. I'm not sure if we want to get into what a Moose show is.
I think we'll workshop this for a segment, and that way we can do a quintessential categories with each of us. And I mean, tell us in the comments if you're interested in such an idea. I think we'll do a quintessential categories segment where like each of us will talk about a show, and it'll really get that passion going,
Oh yeah.
And then the other two will spend the next bit shitting on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
or at least saying what they think about it. Clearly, not as passionately, because it just genuinely won't be.
Yeah, keep in mind the other two will definitely not be as passionate or as captivated by the show, but they'll still get the message across.
Yeah.
Okay, back to JJK. So TK, you wanna hit us off with what happened?
I binged the last 4 episodes. It's kind of a blur. So like it all blends in together, so I don't know where it started, but I know where it ended. So I'm gonna need you to give the summary.
All right. So I'm not sure what we talked about every episode except for the last episode, but basically we were looking forward to the overtime curse ability from what's his name again? Like Nento. Let me figure it out his name.
Or something. I'll look it up. But anyway, continue.
Basically, yeah, we were looking forward to that. And so in the last episode, we noticed that his curse ability was able to, expand, and he was able to kind of stop that cursed creature by like cutting off his leg. But he called it a draw because he was like, I can't go more into overtime. And I think he was partially like, if this goes any further, I might die.
His name's Kento, by the way.
Oh, Kento. So Kento withdrew, but then we take another look at okay.
Mahito? Are you talking about the evil guy?
Yeah, no, I'm like looking at
His name is Mahito. If you're looking for the evil guy.
I actually need to like okay. So Mahito and Kento fought, but then we look at Itadori and
Junpei?
Junpei.
Yeah.
And they have this dinner where we get to know about the mother and we get to know more about Junpei as a character.
So awesome.
They bond over each other's like some movies.
So sweet.
And like they talked about sorcery, and we kind of see how Junpei is considering aligning himself to Itadori until
he's literally Junpei. Really quick aside, he's like, you know, I hope my reviewers understand this, like not to really date us, but there's like chaotic good, chaotic evil, chaotic neutral. And there's that whole list of lawful good. He's literally, this guy is deciding between chaotic neutral and being chaotic good or chaotic bad, basically.
You're talking about like the D&D universe?
I wasn't, but I just realized that works. So I guess that's true.
Yeah, he's very much like a neutral character until he gets into that scope. But just to wrap up the summary real quick, Junpei's mother finds a finger. He gets killed by a curse. Junpei takes out his aggressions in his school with the assistance of the other curse, which is Mahito. And this is just to bait out Sukano from Itadori.
Yeah, Sukuna. Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
It was so messed up. I was so upset. Because like the second Geto saw, I think them two talking, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was like, here we go. He was like, this is what we need. Like, because Mahito kind of set it up too. Because he was like, yeah, you see anyone with this school button, you should be friends with them. Be friends.
True.
The mom was so nice and wholesome. And like, I love the conversation. The second she saw the finger, I was like, no.
That's it.
And then the outline behind her, and I was like, stop. I was like, why do you have to do this?
That was so sad. The way, like, what's the white haired dude's name?
Mahito.
Mahito. He was like holding Junpei. It was like, this is evil. Who did this?
In his home. I was like, what the hell? What an evil guy. Like, we've seen a lot of evil guys in shows. But like, wow. I was floored. Like, this kid has, like, he's been bullied. Literally cigarette burns on his forehead.
Yeah.
He is like, was fed a cockroach and he hates things. And then this guy, he's like, oh, maybe I made a friend. And then he's like, maybe I made 2 friends. And then we find out one of the friends killed his mother.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, it's like definitely hits you at the heartstrings, and I think they posed the story really interesting because they didn't make it into like a down then up. They're continuing to go through a down, down, down track, which makes it at least a bit more emotionally exciting for the viewer.
Definitely.
But one thing I wanted to bring up is the fact that in the opening, we see Itadori and then Junpei. And if I remember correctly, Junpei is wearing the same uniform as Itadori. Unless I'm mistaken. But it seemed like he could have been a Jujutsu class member.
Junpei?
I mean, he went to his normal school, right?
Yeah.
I just think he wore a different outfit.
Yeah.
Although, in the opening, he does have, like... Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, like in the opening. I'm trying to think.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. In the opening, he does, like... But I'm a little confused at this point, because, like... I don't know what route they're going to take it. I looked up. It seems like it's a 24-episode season, thankfully. So, next isn't the last.
Okay, so we have a bit more than just like...
I hope so, yeah. I want to see the tournament.
Yeah. I guess I'll send you the screenshot. But it looks like Junpei may be a Jujutsu member.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, he was wearing a different like outfit when he went to the school to kill
he was He was dressed in all black.
I thought he was wearing his mom's clothes. That was
Oh,
like the
you're
thing,
right.
like,
You're right. He was.
he was like, it opened up my
Yep,
mom's
yep.
closet.
True, that could have been his mom's attire. Thinking about it.
Let's look at the buttons. I'm looking at the buttons.
They
They are the things. We'll see.
yeah.
I hope so. I mean, he was a pretty cool character. Like he really does give me Ishigami vibes from Kaguya-sama.
Men with bangs have tough times in life. That's what like the anime message I'm getting from.
I mean, I was just shocked to find out that the reason he has the bangs is to cover the scars. I was like wondering if the mom knew.
I think the mom knew. There's
She kind
definitely
of had to, yeah. There's no way she didn't.
true.
You know what's the worst part? I wanted to say this last week. Is that Mahito? Do you remember when he was like talking about and like he was talking about his indifference to humans and he was like, yeah, but and like Junpei's like, if you killed my mother, I'd probably lose my edge. And I was like, this guy was writing notes. I was like, this guy was like, oh, really? Okay, let me write this down. As he's saying, I kill your mother, you'll go off. What else? What else
Yeah.
will set you off?
He's like he's not sus at all.
Yeah, right. I was like, I can't believe this.
Oh,
man.
I didn't even
was like,
realize that he took that note.
he didn't.
until,
He
like-
took it so casually. That's why I was like, I remembered it because I had binged again, and I was like, that's so messed up. I was like, I can't. I was like, this guy literally was like, he took exactly what he said and did it. You know.
True.
One interesting thing is that Mahito, there is a parallel to a character in another show. I don't like to make too many comparisons and parallels to other shows, but you know, he does have like Tomura from My Hero Academy, if you guys don't know, but Tomura is kind of like a child, right?
True.
Mahito seems like he's like a child, and they refer to this too.
Yeah, they do.
So, I mean, it seems like Geto is really the big like bad dude because they refer to him also a lot as like an evil jujutsu user.
Yeah,
So-
but like the way they compared Mahito is that they basically mentioned how he is a young curse because he still hasn't yet achieved his dimension, but now we know he has. But
Yeah, Gojo would kill him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. Yeah. I also thought it was interesting that they let them keep the finger. You know, he was like, "Yeah, we'll just let him keep the finger." Like they
I
won't.
think it's
Sukuna,
to
I guess.
trigger him because the more powerful the curse becomes, the less control Itadori would have.
I think yeah, they are trying to get Sukuna on their side. I feel like Sukuna won't though. Like unless he has some connection to Geto, which I feel like it's going to be a negative one even.
True.
It was crazy episodes. The fight was crazy too. Kento was like, what a play. He's a wild man.
I mean, Kento, I feel like has a lot of power, but he's definitely not like Gojo level. I don't think.
He kind of like, you know how the thing was like Kakashi vibes from Gojo.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of Kento more because he's like, I'm not working harder than I need to. He was like, no.
If I were to compare, I think Kento would be more like Asuma,
True.
and Gojo would be like Kakashi.
Yeah.
That's like the dynamic I get from the two.
I like that. I love that they were talking about movies. You know,
Yeah.
it was so nice to see. And they was like, "Oh, can you pick me up later? We're watching a movie." And I was like, "This is so wholesome."
Yeah, they gotta give you a splash of wholesomeness.
Yeah.
They like
They
screw it.
totally roped me in.
Right?
I
Me
was like,
too.
oh.
Like it was so happy. Like it
I
didn't
thought
hurt
it would
you
be,
as
like,
much.
I thought there'd be a fight. Yeah, it would go down a dark route. I was like, no, he's happy, making friends. And then they pulled it all away.
Like
from
literally
me.
in 1 minute.
They took it all away.
It like you were as hurt as I was, Moose, about it. Like, you know, it was so happy and nice. And then they just ripped our heart with the one scene. Like, did it hit you when you saw the finger, when you saw the outline behind her?
Yeah, I was like, no way.
Ah. Deserved better. She was so nice and cool.
Sure.
I thought, you know, like how there's sanctioned characters that are like, no, they're just going to be safe and they're not going to have anything to do with this. And they're like, we're throwing that out the window.
Ain't nobody
No
safe
one's
in JJK.
No one's safe.
I'm beginning to
was
believe that
waiting.
if there's any sentimental plot in JJK, the person's gonna die.
Yeah, I was waiting for Fells to come back and be like, "Sir, resurrect." Wasn't there.
Nah,
Nope.
it happening just yet.
So sad.
Is there any other topics for JJK?
I don't think so. They felt really packed. These are action shows again. There was a lot of action happening in them. So if you guys are just listening to us ramble this whole time, or like without even watching these shows, highly recommend. They're at least entertaining. I can tell you that much.
True.
They're good shows.
Even though the Attack on Titan opening is really bad this season.
Okay, I'm not saying that I'm converted, but like the more I listen to it, the more I'm like, is it good? Is it bad? Is it good?
I think it's just the animation. I think I'd be okay with it if the animation was different, you know?
True.
Because like I think the song makes sense for the show. Do I prefer it to some of the others? No, but like still.
Oh, it's definitely a low tier song, but like, I guess I'm going hysterical with just like the melody. It's like so annoying that it's getting kind of catchy.
Jitty loves it. Jitty actually loves the opening.
Oh my god.
Oh
Well,
my
for the sound, for the song. He likes the melody, just like you said. I mean, because he also is like, no, he's like, it's 100%. They don't want you to know anything, which is why the animation is what it is. Like the choices with it.
True.
Yeah. Oof. It was a good
Correct.
week.
Yeah.
Really
Agreed.
good week. Now we're back on schedule, so we're all caught up.
Yep. Oh, Mo's gotta catch up on Dr. Stone for the Stone Wars also.
True. Just wrapped up Fire Force season 2. Happy about
Yeah.
that. What am I
She
gonna
said
watch? Squid Girl? Squid Girl, then get into Haikyuu, and then Dr. Stone.
Behind in Haikyuu.
Don't worry. I'm on it. I'm not even like on like 2 seasons behind. I'm way far.
I just can't believe seasons are going to just be matches, but it is what it is.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. Oh, you want to do the closing remarks, Moose?
Well, thank you again, everyone, for listening to us. It's the season's really picking up. Well, I guess like it's turning down, but also going to be picking up.
It's going to be a lot of shows.
Yeah, as soon as JJK and Danmachi end, we'll be knee deep in Dr. Stone, Slime,
ReZero,
and everything. So a lot to look forward to.
Yes.
Thanks for listening.
Then.
All right, thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Damn.
Oh no.
I think you gotta do it, TK.
Oh, I gotta do it.
Oh no.
Infinite Tsukiyomi.
If
You do
this
it,
doesn't
Mo.
leave-
More technical difficulties, but at the end of the episode.
It's okay. I'll edit it out in post.
As you always do. I hope you guys are loving this outro. Wow.
This is a little behind
We
the
have issues
scenes.
starting it, and now we can't end it. This
Leave, Craig.
Welcome.
Leave.
I guess while these guys figure it out, welcome to the Infinite Tsukiyomi arc of Remud, where you're stuck here forever with us. And
So now
until
that
we
you've
figure out
lasted
how
this
ends-
long,
until you
TK's
figure out-
social security number is 002.
So far, he is correct. We will continue. Oh my god.
We can't get this to leave. How'd you know if it's recording still? Maybe it's just there
What if
for.
you guys never? Yeah, that'd be sick.
I I don't know.
Can you type it
Craig,
again?
what's going on?
Can you forcibly do it? Okay. Something's happening at the top.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Naruto and spoilers. So which was your favorite filler arc? I liked when they had to make ramen.
What? Was that an actual filler arc?
There was a thing where they had to compete with another company or another group like Ichiraku Ramen because there was a group that was making ramen and Naruto was like, I'll help you, and he uses the Rasengan to cut the noodles.
Oh my god. That sounds.
Have you seen the new episode where
You're talking about Boruto?
Sarada gets her new
Oh.
Sharingan?
No, I thought you were going to talk about coffee milk.
What?
You didn't know? You haven't seen the clip? Sarada, to talk about Sakura's class, to show how good they are at medical ninjutsu, has them separate coffee with milk in it. So the coffee milk are separate dilutions in the glass.
Wait, does Sarda get a new Sharingan?
Like the Tomoe.
What's the Tomoe? Which one is it?
Those are like the little things, I believe. In
Oh,
the
like she gets the second one?
I think so, right?
She get a Mangekyo Sharingan yet?
No, no. She talks about it, I think.
Craig, leave!
Unbelievable. Our editor's giving us a hard time, guys. Let's see. I can't wait to see your editing skills on this one, Moose.
Yeah, right.
Dude, it's gonna be sick.
Can't wait for us to lose this episode.
Yeah, what happens if we do Craig join? Do you think I'll fuck it up?
You try it.
Oh, good point. That's a really good point.
That didn't work.
Wait.
Leave hashtag podcast.
I don't know. That's what they do to the chats, right? You try it. You try it, Moose. Are you kicking?